For what reason does the gentleman from Ohio rise?
I ask unanimous consent to speak out of order for 1 minute.
Without objection, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, first I'd like to thank Speaker Pelosi and the Majority Leader, Mr. Hoyer, for their graciousness over the last couple of days. I also want to say thanks to all of the members on both sides of the aisle who offered their condolences to me personally and to my staff. A special thank you to President Obama and former President Bush for their calls of condolence. I think all of us know that this institution couldn't operate without staff. It just couldn't function. And this last week we lost one of the best. I was fortunate enough to have a great leader of my team, and we rise today and remember Paula Nowakowski. Now let me say that she was no picnic. She was as tough as nails, and any of you that have worked with her, George, you remember, she was as tough as nails. A brilliant strategist and had a wicked sense of humor. Haley Barbour, who she once worked for, said that she was as smart as a whip, but you have to visualize that coming from Haley. But there was a softer side of Paula as well. She made a positive difference in thousands of lives around the Hill and around this town. She loved all things Detroit, especially her beloved Detroit Red Wings. And so you'll see that I and a lot of my staff will have a Detroit Red Wing pin on for the balance of this year. She loved her country. She was a warrior for freedom, and two of her biggest heroes were Ronald Reagan and Pope John Paul II, who worked together to bring Soviet communism to its knees. She loved this institution, and she loved all the members and the staff, and had friends on both sides of the aisle. But most of all, she loved her family. Her mother, Tio, and her brother, Gary, are with us today. And Mrs. Nowakowski, please accept our condolences. And thank you for the shining light that was your daughter. For 46 years, that light shined brightly and touched countless lives. And she'll never be replaced in this institution, nor will she be forgotten. And with that, I'd be happy to yield to my friend, the Speaker of the House.
I thank the gentleman, the distinguished leader, for yielding, and express to him, on behalf of all members of the House of Representatives, indeed the Congress, the condolences that we all feel. We extend them to you on Paula's passing. As the leader has said, we all were aware of her brilliance and her effectiveness when the leader was chairman of the Education Workforce Committee. Mr. Miller, that's why he's presiding in the chair, became a fan of Paula, as John Lawrence, her counterpart, is as well. This is a very special person, a devoted conservative, as the leader has said, loved Ronald Reagan and John Paul II. She had a strong perspective, very innovative in her orientation in terms of solutions, and a beautiful, beautiful smile. It is with great sadness that all of us received the news of her passing. And to her mother, I say, we were shocked by it in a state of disbelief, and especially for someone so vibrant, so full of life, with this brilliant intellect again, and this strong personality, and to leave us so young. She left us, but she has made her mark. She's a person we will never forget because of her leadership skills and because of her friendship. It is with a great respect, admiration, sadness, and affection that I extend to Paula's family the sympathy and condolences of the Congress as I join the distinguished leader in doing so. I extend those condolences to you too, Mr. Leader, because I know what a great partner she was to you as as you lead the Republicans in the Congress. But she was here for everyone because, as the leader said, she loved this institution. So we're all shocked by our loss. Her belief in John Paul II enables the rest of us to be comforted by the fact that now she has joined him and so many others in heaven. And just to express the gratitude of a grateful Congress to all who knew her, to her family, to Michael, to her mother, to all of you. I hope it is a comfort to you that with the greatest sadness, so many people mourn your loss and are praying for your family at this very, very difficult time. With that, and in sorrow, yield back to the distinguished leader.
Please yield to the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Cantor.
I thank the gentleman, and I too stand with much respect as we today commemorate the life of Paula Nowakowski. To her family that is here with us, we gather today in this moment to salute a dear friend, a dedicated staffer, an indispensable member of our leaders team and, frankly, of our conferences team. Paula had an unshakable devotion to our country and its principles. As the speaker just indicated, she had a very innovative spirit about her and about the common sense solutions that we are trying to arrive at here to address the challenges of the people that we represent. Her sage advice and counsel made her an invaluable resource to our members each and every day, and frankly to this institution. She'll be in our thoughts every day as we pass legislation that empowers individuals and that lifts the American spirit. Paula was particularly concerned about the working families in her beloved state of Michigan. Almost daily, we would hear in leadership meetings and conference meetings about the plight of the manufacturing workers who would see nothing but closed up factories and question their future. Paula was there for them. Paula's life was cut short way too soon. We will, Mr. Leader, all miss her terribly, but we will find strength, determination, and inspiration in the example that she set for all of us. All of us, I guess, can learn from this when it's all said and done. What's most important is not when you die, but how you lived. Everyone who knew Paula knows, as the leader said, she was tough as nails. But she lived every day to the fullest, giving her heart and her soul to help make America a better, more prosperous place. We will all remember her each day. We'll remember her when we do the work on this floor. We'll remember her in our places of worship. And we will smile and think of her the next time that her beloved Detroit Red Wings win another Stanley Cup. Our party and our nation owe Paula a tremendous debt of gratitude. Mr. Speaker, I would now like to read a letter from Senator Mitch McConnell, the distinguished Senate Minority Leader. Dear Leader Boehner, I share your sorrow over the untimely passing of Paula Nowakowski. I, too, considered Paula a trusted confidant. Over the years, I came to deeply value her candid counsel, her sound instincts, and her warm good humor. She was unafraid to speak the truth. Her sense of teamwork and loyalty helped to lay a foundation of open communication and trust on both sides of the Capitol dome. My staff and I will miss her tremendously. It is a testament to the respect and admiration that she enjoyed on this side of the Capitol that if any of us ever started a conversation with, "I just talked to Paula," or "Paula said," everyone from senators to staffers not only knew who you were talking about, but that whatever she said carried an implicit guarantee. You could take it to the bank. She was regarded by everyone here as a consummate professional, a tremendous asset to our party and the Congress, and sharp as they come. In short, an extraordinary woman. All those qualities aren't easy to find in one place, but that's what made Paula stand out. and that's why her passing has prompted so many heartfelt expressions of grief and admirations from both sides of the aisle. It's a truly trusted advisor who can finish his or her boss's sentences, and she was one who could, and often did, I might add. It is also a rare staffer who could be so intensely focused on the business of the House, even as she succeeded in building such a strong sense of teamwork with the Senate. So on behalf of the entire Senate family, please accept our condolences on this loss to you, your staff, to Congress, and indeed to our country. Hopefully, the memory of her spirit and example will provide some measure of consolation at this difficult time. Yours sincerely, Mitch McConnell, Republican Leader. This time, I yield to the gentleman from Maryland, the Majority Leader.
I thank my friend for yielding. There are times in life when you get a call and you are shocked, you're saddened, you're stunned. That was such a call for, I'm sure, all of us when we learned that Paula Nowakowski had passed away. Shakespeare said she should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Paula will not see those tomorrows, and we are sad, and we share the sadness and loss that her family has experienced. And John, we share the loss that you've experienced. All of us who have staff know that they become family, not just staff, not just bureaucrats or somebody that we rely on to do this, that, or the other. They become alter egos in many respects, particularly those who lead our offices. Paula Nowakowski had that relationship to John Boehner, and indeed to others as well. Since 1995, Paula was an important and positive part of Leader Boehner's team, and in that time she earned respect throughout the Congress for her political skill, for her work ethic, and her dedication to her ideals. I particularly remember her kindness and cooperation during the transition from a Republican majority to a Democratic one in November and December of 2006. Clearly a difficult time for those who were moving from the majority to the minority. I've been there. I understand how it feels. It was a disappointing time for her and for Mr. Boehner and for her party as well. However, throughout that time, she maintained a professionalism, a courtesy, and a kindness that I will always remember. Paula's premature passing reminds us all of the uncertainty of our future and the importance of today and now, and how important it is to be nice to one another, respectful of one another, so that we do not lament tomorrow what we did not do today. The absence she leaves behind reminds us that Congress is not simply an inanimate branch of government, but a living and vibrant community of public servants and, quite often, friends, a place for very talented Americans who love their country and seek to serve it well. Paula Nowakowski was such a person, such a fellow citizen, such an American. She was a valued friend of many, a loyal and effective leader of Congressman Boehner's staff, and an outstanding example of the dedication and hard work displayed by so many who serve this House and our country. Paula's absence will be felt in this community, and especially in Leader Boehner's office, for years and years to come. And so my thoughts are with you, Mr. Leader, at your loss, and our thoughts are with her family as well. We're pleased that they're here. They loved her. It is important for them to know that although Paula was a partisan, as all of us for the most part are on this floor, she rose above partisanship. We rise above partisanship in our respect and love and sense of loss. And I yield back my time to the Republican leader.
Let me thank my fellow leaders for their kind words. And, Mr. Speaker, ask that the House observe a moment of silence in Paula Nowakowski's.
The chair would ask all present to rise for a moment of silence.